My name is Alexa Aquino, and this is my turning point presentation. When envisioning my dream career, the important aspects of my job would be to help a company tell their story through their marketing campaigns, spearhead the brand initiative through the internal and external workings of the staff and company leaders, assist in identifying a targeted market, as well as finding innovative ways to expand their audience. Green's primal inclination strategy has taught me the tough lesson that if only I had paid attention to the signs since my high school career and early involvement with DECA to my successful collegiate role as the public relations chair for multiple organizations, I would have narrowed my job selections post undergrad to those that, well, had been chosen naturally for me. What resounded from Green's instruction of this first strategy was that you merely need to dig and refine what has been buried inside you all along. If you reconnect with this core at any age, some element of that primitive attraction will spark back to life, indicating a path that can ultimately become your life's task. The second strategy, the Darwinian strategy, challenges my current vision of one's life's task, but potentially expands the doors of opportunity this career as a strategist could provide. I especially enjoyed Green's added note that ultimately engineer Yoki Matsuoka's successful career gave her the ability to freely combine all of her interests. I dabbled with the idea that I could one day be a freelancing brand and marketing strategist for local small businesses in the Orlando area because it encompasses aspects that brings me personal joy. The ability to help local artisans and business owners who honestly tend to have a more rich and fulfilling story to tell through their products and services, combined with my love for the city of Orlando and wanting to see it thrive through these local contributors to the community. Green's third strategy could easily be described as a harsh reality, noting the almost exact patterns and behavior of my recent professional struggles. Personally painful to read was the truthful cause and effect that because the field we choose does not correspond with our deepest inclinations, we rarely find the fulfillment we crave. Our work suffers. It gave me slight comfort to know that I had already invoked this third strategy by first realizing as early as possible that you have chosen your career for the wrong reasons before your confidence takes a hit. The adaptation strategy was equally as painful to swallow as the third strategy because one hurdle that's been difficult to accept is making career changes as you age. Making career changes in your 20s felt more natural than the realization that I'm still making such changes in my 30s. I'm still learning to adapt the mantra that we aren't tied to our job positions or even companies, but we are committed to fulfilling our life's tasks, however we may find that professionally. It has been very surreal to read and reflect on Green's fifth and final strategy, which I've also selected to correlate with my turning point story, one that will be very raw and frank. There has been a looming cloud following me professionally, and what had been feeling more and more unfulfilling had finally crept into my personal life, creating some of the darkest points of my life. It ultimately culminated in a lengthy letter to my mentor and current supervisor describing the unhappiness that has been weighing on me personally and professionally, even a tearful conversation that followed after. It was exactly as Robert Greene describes at the conclusion of this strategy. You will recognize how far you have deviated by the depth of your pain and frustration. While no longer deviating but goal orienting, for the following 3 weeks, I have identified two SMART goals that I wish to accomplish on a weekly basis. The first is I will follow a marketing strategy and or brand strategy group on LinkedIn and read at least one article/educational post per week. It's important that my master's program education is supplemented with real-world articles pertaining directly to my future profession and hear from those contributing their work experiences and what trends are being observed amongst fellow marketing professionals. My second SMART goal is I will complete at least one LinkedIn learning course per week that pertains to my chosen industry and or will be helpful towards the completion of my master's program. Full Sail University's graduate program has already exposed me to many tools and resources that would not only enhance my academic experience, but show how applicable these creative programs and platforms could be useful in a real-world setting. Thank you for listening to my insights on this first mastery assignment, as well as the turning point that has led me to this new milestone on my professional journey.